Hello! This video is about paint. It's also about my Rover. It's also about 12 minutes long. And it's also about to get properly started. This is the car. It's been featured quite a lot recently on my channel because I've started using it again. And the more I use it, the more I think I really should tackle some of the little paint imperfections that it has. Look, it's old, it should have some paint imperfections. But because it's old and it has paint imperfections, means that I can only improve upon it or make it worse. But I'm not going to make it worse. Scratch, scratch, like a peel, scuff, that bit, this bit, scuff, bits of paint missing, more bits of paint missing, another scuff. Hazy roof. Here is where it gets exciting. How many of those do I actually tackle? All of them or just one of them? I think the answer has to be all of them. Otherwise it's a bit of a wet effort, isn't it? Inside this aerosol can is the correct colour of Hawaiian blue. There's not that much left in there, so I'm going to have to be fairly careful which bits I choose to do. I have aerosol lacquer, but I also have this as well now, which is an electric powered spray gun. Where's the bottle gone? Oh, the bottle's not actually attached at the moment. The bottle fits under here. It chucks out an awful lot of paint. I'm going to use this. Ping! And the car is in place. Which bit do I do first? There's no point doing this part first because I need to re-lacquer all of this, which means all that needs to be rubbed down and I may well end up taking some of the paint with it. I could do this part or I could do that part, and that's going to need a bit of filler. What about the elephant in the room? Yeah, there we go. Well, I've pointed it out, so it's no longer an elephant. And there's no way I'm going to be tackling that part just yet. I'm actually going to start with this one. Can we see it from this distance? Yes, you can. If you can see it from that distance, then it's bad enough to be noticed from the top of a double-decker bus. Who cares what people on a double-decker bus are thinking? Not me. Still going to do that one though. Now this is a graunch, so I can feel it's raised up a little bit. Somebody's added a bit of touch-up paint here and there. It's the correct colour, but all it does is highlights the fact that it's got a scratch in it in the first place. I'm going to have to rub it back. Hawaiian blue is paint code JFK, and so I picked up the one that said JNF and sprayed it on. And then quickly got the correct paint and sprayed over it before you got a chance to see what a stupid mistake I'd made. You'll never know. I'll leave that to dry out overnight and then I'll buff it back and it should look pretty good. Scratch, gone. Much better. The buffing back's going to be necessary for the overspray, but as a finish that's pretty good. I'm going to get good at this. Well, it's the next day, and I have two things to say to myself about this repair. One is that it's good, and the other is that it's not very good. I am pleased with the finish, but where I did that repair, you can still kind of see it through. Nowhere near as bad as it was, but I'm not happy with it, so I'm going to do it again. But I'm going to tackle this one at the same time. So for me, this repair isn't good enough, but that is shocking. Now that ain't half bad actually. It's going to look great with the overspray taken off. This one's got quite a bit more overspray to remove, but I'm happier with that. I can't go any further with that until tomorrow, when that paint properly hardens. But whilst I'm in the mood, let's do one that's a bit more of an eyesore than those two. Not this, so I'm going to have to get some more paint before I start on that one. And I'm going to need a section of Rover 45 or Honda Civic for that. But this could certainly be improved, even by me. Turns out I can make it a bit worse after all. As I've experienced with painting before, that where it feels like it's smooth isn't necessarily smooth, and you only find that out once you start applying paint to it, and suddenly you can see all the undulations and faults. So it's getting rubbed back a lot more than I originally thought it needed. Now, again, this feels like it's really smooth, but I'm going to apply some guide coat just to make sure. I don't mind driving around with a big black patch on my wing for the night. And I've only got half an hour left. And this is the thing that only a few people understand about me and my work, is that it looks like I get very little done, but I have very little time to do it in. Where was I? Oh yes, I'm about to rub back that bit on the wing where I pasted some guide coat on it to check for imperfections. And before I've even rubbed it back, I can already see some, which is a good thing. It is a good thing because it means that I haven't sprayed over it before I've fixed it. Now we're back in direct sunlight. It's a bit difficult to see, but it's slightly raised there. It's slightly raised there. And I think that's it. So this is it. This is where we find out if I really have improved my skills or if I'm banging my head against the same wall I was doing previously. Now the problem with painting, of course, is it's shiny. You want it to be shiny, and the shinier it is, the easier it shows up imperfections. It's incredibly painstaking to get just right, especially for someone that isn't trained in such a thing, like me. But I actually enjoy something I can't do and just keep it on muddling through. It might sound daft. It might sound a bit daft, but I don't really care. I enjoy doing something that I can't do just so I can see if I can do it better. Satisfied with the result. So I've gone over it with some high build primer and I'm going to rub it back again. Tie it off with a heat gun and rub it back again until it's right. This now looks incredibly smooth and just right. But I don't want to be taking any chances because I am about to run out of paint. I've got enough paint in that tin to do that patch once. So the boot lid and the roof is going to have to wait for another day. I'm going to have to put some different colour on it, I think, just to test it out. The more paint applied, the more overlaps, the more paint you need. But I think it's starting to get there. Would you like to have a look? This particular colour is associated with the Mark II Rover 800, and I think that, albeit the wrong colour, is starting to look pretty good. Yes! But then as it's drying I can still see a couple of imperfections there. It's not really like me to be aiming for perfection, so what's going on here? What's going on? Can't be right. All I've got to do now is just paint it over and it'll be much better than it was before. Why not just stick with that? I've got a gift from Dong Cheng, but it's not relevant to this video, so I'm not going to talk about it. Turn the car around, I'm going to buff up that back part now. You know, the back part, the bumper, the corner. See whether I can get it to match, get rid of the overspray, etc. That should look better. Yep, I'm quite pleased with that. Should I be pleased with it? Or is it shite? I wonder if there's anybody watching this thinking, why bothering with scratches? Why not get on with important jobs? Well, there aren't any important jobs left to do on this. It's all cosmetic. We have the cam belt done, the engine's perfect, the running gear's all spot on. There's just no need. All I've got to do is just tidy it up. 2 days is more than enough for me to spend making a video, and more than enough for me to close this particular episode at the moment, even though there's more to be done. I'll come back to it at another point. You're right, it doesn't really matter about the paint, but it does to me. And not only that, it does to other people. And by improving my skills on such a thing is never a bad idea. So, I'm going to say bye-bye and thank you for watching, but not before saying thank you for being a subscriber. And if you're not a subscriber, you know what to do, just do it. And thanks for being a channel member. And if you're not a channel member, you know what to do. Thanks for liking, thanks for commenting, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be about something completely different.